Hey guys, it's SharpZ. I want to apologize for some of my recent actions. I have been covering games of an inferior quality, and I've realized there's only one game I should ever cover on this channel, and I will apologize by covering it now. It is by far the best game I've ever played. The story has made me cry so many times that I filled an entire milk jug with my tears. And the graphics are so beautiful, so beautiful, that they alone have made me cry half of those tears. That game is one which should be obvious to all of you, as every gamer knows it, but I am going to dare utter its name despite my previous sins against it, and that is Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure on the PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube, and Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Firstly, let us talk about the amazing story that is in Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure. The game covers our protagonist, Winnie the Pooh, a basic stuffed bear wearing only a red shirt. Winnie the Pooh is a very simple bear. He desires only for honey and sustenance. He is, as best comparison I can make, one who has achieved enlightenment, nirvana if you will. He is a being that is beyond any mortal assumption of good and evil, any moral assumption of what could be considered greed. He is merely Winnie, and that is what we will call him for the sake of this entire summary. You see, Winnie desires, upon the day of his birth, to find some pots of honey, which happen to be the form of sustenance for Winnie the Pooh. Now, as he continues, he meets a few of his friends, and the journey goes on. The gameplay in this game is also just as beautiful. It is a very simple game, designed simple enough for a child, but also complex enough that any adult will constantly be stumped by its beautiful, beautiful graphics, gameplay, and amazingly in-depth story. Furthermore, Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure was so good that it was universally agreed this should receive every game award for the rest of time, and therefore it was disqualified, as it would be unfair for anything else to compete with such a masterpiece as Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure. If I may be so bold as to cover this myself, I might be completely and justifiably banned from every media platform on Earth. So I will instead distribute this among the words of others. First, we have the words of my good friend in the back, standing on the window. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Very wise words, very smart words. Next, we have the words of a friend of Winnie himself, someone who has also attained enlightenment. Somebody once told me, the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb, with her finger, as well as her thumb, in the shape of an L on her forehead. While the years start coming, and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Wise words, indeed. Next, we have a review from Muzio, which he actually did not give me, but I surmised from the abilities of telepathy that I gained from playing this game. I am hungry, please give me a cookie. Also, what in the world is Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure? We also have in here a 500-word written essay on Winnie the Pooh and his significance to gaming culture. However, I will not utter these words, mainly because they are written in a language which I do not understand. Primarily, this language is called Pig Latin. However, I believe the correct historical term is Swine Roman. Now, if you do not see the absolute glory that is Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure, please, I beg you, take a look at this. Continuing where we last left off, it appears that the bear, Winnie, otherwise known as Winnie the Pooh, has ascended even further into his process of enlightenment by acquiring the resource known as honey. Now, you may ask, what is this honey? Honey, from the immense amount of research I've done, is this resource which comes from some small insect called bees. Now, these bees, they live in something called a hive. And within this hive, there are multiple roles for a bee to fill. You have your workers, you have your drones, you have your comedian Jerry Seinfeld bee, and then you also have more bees. Now, what does this have to do with Winnie the Pooh? Now, you see, let's take it back a step. According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way that a bee should be able to fly. However, they somehow do. This is similar to how, according to all known laws of the universe of Winnie the Pooh, no one should achieve enlightenment, especially in a world where there is a small child named Christopher Robin who occasionally enters the woods. According to some sources, this man is related somewhat to another deity known as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I am not bold enough to do the research for this, but I received a letter from someone who claims that their uncle works in the 100-acre wood, so I believe this resource is sufficient. Now, I know that for many of you, you are asking, SharpZ, why are you even covering this game? You are unworthy, and that I acknowledge. I went ahead and took the liberty of going to the website speedrun.com. On there, I found the bishops of this piece of media. The one that stuck out to me was Author Blues, who managed to obtain enlightenment in a record pace. This man somehow reached enlightenment in under an hour. A feat that was not ignored even by Mr. Pooh Bear himself. When reaching out for comment, we found that the two people we sent out immediately died. Apparently, sending two complete strangers by paying them $5 to go into a strange woods is not sufficient enough for journalism, and for that I apologize. Anyways, take this as my sincerest apology for not talking about this absolute masterpiece until now. Until next time, guys, this is SharpZ, signing off. Alright, time to state the obvious. April Fools. This video took a little bit to edit. I had a few issues recording emulation footage, and it just took me an entire day, and I had work, and yada yada, so this just ended up coming out April 2nd. But anyway, yeah, happy April Fools, everyone, even though it's a day late. So I guess, ultimately, I was the one who got pranked by this entire stupid holiday that I really don't understand the ramifications of, and will probably offend someone by saying it's stupid, because it's probably the religious holiday for someone. I mean, I don't know what religion that would be, and now I'm kind of curious. So, if you give me a second, I'm going to go Google it. So until next time, guys, SharpZ signing off.